some beautiful punk rock, pop punk sounds from Green Day and Blink-182. You had Adam's Song and Good Riddance. I wanted to get stuck into the move from Albany. So probably like a 5-6 hour drive, like a fair way from home, and you've moved up and gone to high school with Tom in year 12, so the last year of high school in Perth. How was that move, man?
The move was good. I was lucky enough for one of our great mates, Jared McPhee, to take me under his wing with his family, and he looked after me. I think you played cricket against Jizza.
Yeah, I played with him, actually.
Yeah,
I played with him from like 12 years old.
Yeah.
They're OG rivals.
Are they?
Like the two best players in the team. Just, you know what I mean?
Who's
like
faster?
The old DCam TB one-on-ones after training.
Yeah, okay.
Claremont.
Yeah. Well,
He was much better, but he just wouldn't play as often.
yeah, okay. Yeah, he's very injury prone, poor Jizz.
Yeah, we love you, Jizz. If you are listening.
Hope your back gets better soon.
That hammy's good.
Poor guy, man. So how was the move, man? Up to Big Smoke, up to a cool school that Tom was just fucking running.
Yeah, it was really good. So I was boarding there. The boys took care of me and gave me a nickname immediately, Booker, as Tom referred to me earlier. Stuck for life. I've had that ever since. But I think I met Tom. I think I met you before. What you want to? Yeah. Was it Subway?
Yes, it was.
Do you remember what you both ordered quickly before you get into the story?
It would have been something dirty back in the day. I've cleaned it up since. Probably like meatball, double cheese.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, 3 cookies.
Yeah. 100%. Even one of those soft drink mixes.
Yeah.
Loaded up with Coke and pink Fanta.
Oh, you did the
double.
You blended them.
Yeah, no ice either, just straight, man. Give me volume. That's what I was.
I've never heard anyone order no ice.
So we actually met playing for Claremont.
Yeah.
And because in 14s, 15s, 16s, let's call it, there was 2 ages of football development, right? So when are you born?
95.
Yeah, but what?
July.
Month? July.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't match up. But from my recollection, there's like an early group, right?
Yeah.
And then there was a like late in the year group
I
for
remember.
95.
Yeah.
And so at some stage, I think it was about 15s, they merged and you all just had like the 95 Claremont development squad. And because Darcy's from Albany, I'm from Scarborough, you get together for like a carnival. You might play 3 times in 3 weeks or 4 times in 2 weeks or something against all the other waffle clubs or a number of them. And it's very much a put together team. It's not, you don't spend heaps of time together. You're all just little individuals coming from your club trying to play representative footy. And so Darcy was the ruckman. I think at that stage I was probably playing on the wing or forward.
Yeah.
I hadn't played back at that age. But so we were playing footy together.
Yeah.
But we didn't actually really know each other, you know. It was like you meet each other a couple of times and the ball gets bounced and off you go. So I actually remember first seeing you or like realising who you were in Leaderville Subway. And it was after the game.
Yeah.
And after a game.
Me and Dad were about to drive back down to Albany.
Yeah, and you were standing in the line and me and my dad walked in to get the meatball sub and the Coke Fanta combo. And there were these 2 ginormous humans. Like I'm talking the biggest humans you've ever seen. Like, this big log of a man checking the weather.
Yeah.
And then this other real skinny, ginormous kid next to him, and me and my dad I remember looking at each other just like, fuck, have a go at the size of these 2. And so we sort of slipped into line and, you know, maybe a wink and a nod, but didn't really converse, and ordered our Subways and off we went. But I still actually remember it as like the first time I actually knew there's Darcy Cameron.
I think my first like Tom Barrass moment was in the boarding house. We'd all had to hang back for school holidays maybe, just as we broke up, and we had this school hail A's camp, and Tom was the only one that didn't show up. He's like, fuck that, I'm not too good for that shit. Always was like, I'm not playing, I'm not coming. And he just didn't rock up, and the talk with the town was just like, fuck, Tom's like
I didn't want to play footy at that age, yeah.
How old were you?
Year 12. So I was year 12. I remember in year 11 missing out on some like selection to go to maybe footy camp or something. And I was already not really loving footy and was into skating and things I shouldn't be into in Scarborough with all the boys. And, you know, they were all Churchlands, Newman crew, and I was too cool for footy. And I was like, man, I'm not a Seebs. So I went and played for Scarborough for 16s, and I just I was very disengaged with school. I didn't really care about school that much. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to play school footy. I'm just going to play for Scarborough for fun with my mates and go to school. And pretty much it took a bloke called Simon Young, I'm pretty sure his name was, but he was the head of sport at the time, to sort of pull me in and be like, mate, you got to play footy for the school. Like, come on, like, just do it. It'll be fun. All your mates are playing, like, almost like, I'm sorry I didn't, you know, invite you on the camp or knew you were good. Like, just come and play and see how you like it. And at that stage, it was like the week before round one. And so I sort of remember rolling into, we had two coaches, Chuck and Spewy, Brad Wirra and Jason Norrish, two ex-Freo dudes. And I remember they sort of plonked my name at fullback, and they sort of said in front of all the boys, like, mate, you're lucky to be playing this week. Like, you didn't do any of the stuff you were meant to do, but we're going to give you a run. And that was kind of like where certainly our sort of footy career started, I would have thought, at Hale. Like, Claremont was all just a bit of fun, but that year 12 season, we played really well and we had a lot of success. And I reckon I'm always thinking that period where I actually decided to engage in school and listen to my mum and people like Mr. Hunt, who were like, hey, you got to do this, actually provided me with all my opportunities in my life.
And was that the first time you got plunked at fullback?
No, the first time I ever
always
got
a slot
plunked at fullback would have been like just before that, and we were playing, it would have been that pre-season, and we were playing Colts, but as underages, so we're a year younger.
Both at Claremont.
Both at Claremont. And again, we had school footy that would take up the season, so you didn't actually really play every game.
There's some good players in those Colts teams. As well.
Any names you can remember that are doing things now?
Mitch McGovern was in that team.
Jesse Hogan,
Jack Martin.
He got drafted in that early draft. But even just around the leagues, they were big boys. Felt like maybe because we were smaller back then, they just seemed like big men when we were coming in as an underager. But yeah, it was pretty daunting.
It was, and you know, I literally remember, because I didn't think that much of myself as a footballer, and that's why I was like, man, I'm not going to play. Like, who cares? Like, I'm going to do something else. And anyway, they obviously saw something I didn't, kept me around, and then one pre-season match against Perth Demons, they threw me in the back pocket, and they were like, you play on this dude called Chris Yarron, who wasn't the Chris Yarron, it was another Chris Yarron. And anyway, I just won. I just remember winning 3 or 4 contests against him, one-on-ones, and he didn't really do much. And honestly, from that day, I've never played anywhere else. I've been stuck down at fullback. Stiff as, but, you know, also blessed, love fullback, love the...
You still think that you can go forward, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit.
I really do.
No way.
It's the same game.
No, it is not.
It is the same thing.
See,
and
defenders...
Has he always said this?
He's kicked 1 goal in his career.
One goal, thanks very much.
And defenders have always failed forwards. Yeah. You look around the league, you look at any gun defender, they were forward first.
Well, except for Exhibit A, Tom Barrass never had a crack at forward. Went forward in a derby for the first 10 minutes of a game once, and then Scoey, back chat, bloody studios, ripped his hammy off the bone. I had to go back. So
how did you start that game?
Mate, I was on fire. Had like 5 touches in the first 3 minutes.
What was your reaction when they were like, they put the team board up and they were like, you're here, you're starting forward?
No, I already knew. I was preparing. I was like, yep, sweet. It was fine.
You had a feeling. You had a feeling it was coming.
Well, man, it's the same thing. Like, this is the thing that this is the basis on which I argue. Mate, it's a key defender and a key forward. They're both battling over the same thing. You're reading the same cues of the ball and the speed on the ball.
Darcy's shaking his head, man. He's not having it at all.
And look, that's my beliefs, but This day I started hot man, but I
Yeah.
did kick one into the man the mark.
Yeah.
So it's eager to like,
There's what he says is completely right, but there's this polish thing at the end of it where just like, all right, I got to go kick the goal now. If Tom's lining up like 40 out straight in front, I'm like, whoa.
oh, with his whole family there watching his 100th game.
So that was 50 out. That took the nerves out of it, didn't it?
No, that was 100, bro. That was 100.
No. That was 50 metres out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that takes the nerves out of it. You can just launch it. And your best kick's your long kick.
Look,
One goal
I
behind.
do actually hear what you're saying, and there's some polish element, but I'd actually love to have a crack one day just to see, because it's the same thing, and I'd like to at least have a body of evidence to say, yeah, he just can't finish his work, rather than just, you just never know.
It's not a bunch of people playing with you, growing up with you, and then people that train with you. That's not enough evidence. That's not
You're
enough.
just not going to make it there.
I'd love to know Jez's opinion on it. What does he say is harder?
I don't know.
McGovern.
I think he'd say forwards harder, but he still has said to me, and I'll quote him on this. He's like, mate, I still see myself as a 40 or 50 goal a year forward. Like I could go forward.
Yeah, but no.
No, I'm not even joking. That's what he.
Jez, I believe, because he's got the polish though.
Well, mate.
I'm loving that you're giving it to him now, man. This is so much fun.
Anyway, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that's PTA. I reckon we're going to grab a couple of tracks from the times you were showing mutual respect in the line at Subway.
Yep.
We'll get some tracks from your teen years, and we'll come back and hopefully things have a little bit more polish by then.
Yes,
This is PTA.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there, Matt. You got some songs to send us back to that early Claremont, start of Hale kind of era?
I think I do. There's probably one in particular, Tapes of Money, driving to State 18's training through the tunnel, East Perth. And yeah, I don't want to fuck up, Totally Extinct Enormous Dinosaurs.
Other way around, but yeah.
Totally Enormous Extinct Dinosaurs, sorry. Is that right?
That's Totally Enormous Extinct Dinosaurs.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, so honestly, before I moved to Perth, my music knowledge was shocking. Like I just used to listen to the Fly FM of Albany, like most generic, boring stuff. And then I had to. So Tom failed his driver's license, so I had to pick him up for training every day and take him and I would pass him the aux, little plug there, and he would take over, and this is what he'd play.